should you pattern your shotgun?
Always.
Yes.
Yep.
So let's talk about that. Now, the way that I've seen how you pattern a shotgun, the way I like to do it, I'll get you a target, back off about 30 yards, shoot at that target, and you're looking for coverage, especially when you're shooting dove. You want to see space in between. You want to see shots on target, the most you can get out of that load, and you're wanting to see them spaced out. You don't want them grouped up. Don't think like turkey hunting where you want all that wad tight. You want good spatial where you're going to hit that whatever's flying in that range that you're shooting.
Well, from load to load and shotgun to shotgun, it's going to change.
Absolutely.
We've shot, when
especially turkey
talking about
hunting.
those Rottweilers, from rabbit hunting with those for so many years, and then we changed over to the what was the ones y'all didn't want to shoot?
Rios.
Rios and Estate.
They were still kind of matched one another, but the Rios flew in my gun. They flew a lot higher, and I couldn't figure out why I wasn't hitting nothing with them, and I wound up having to pattern them, the gun with them, and they was shooting, 6, 8, 10 inches higher than the other shot.
Well, I learned something this year. Matter of fact, when we went and done the skeet shoot with the boys, Will was shooting that over and under, and one of the guys that was in a group behind us was a pretty good, just talking to him, seemed like a pretty well-educated gunsmith, and he was watching Will. Out of all the boys we had, he watched Will every shot. And he come up and says, "You do know that's the wrong gun for him." And I was like, "What?" He's like, and Will's left-handed. Mm-hmm. He's like, "That's a right-handed over and under." And I was like,
What the,
I thought they were
looks universal.
Yeah, I was like, I thought it was the same.
Yeah.
He showed me his gun, and it's how they bend the stock. Oh. And he says, what he does, what did he say? He's hot canola oil, wasn't it?
Something like that.
He gets like fish frying oil, gets it hot, and pours it on that stock, and grabs and bows it to fit him.
So when you're pulling up, it's bowed.
It fits you perfect.
Fits your cheek. Well, see, that's another thing with pattern guns, shells, whatever. They might be different the way I put mine to my face or cheek than the way y'all do.
Well, it's like when I first bought that first Benelli, had all them shims in the stock. I didn't have a clue what that was.
Benelli, they're notorious for shooting a little off, where you're aiming. So that's another reason you got to check that and see what you need to do with the way you're putting the gun up.
Right. So that's what I actually did. Was on mine is start shimming it, go out there shoot it, shim it, go out there and shoot it, and you'll find it. And I'm no pro at it by no means. Yeah. I can shoot my M2 way better than I can shoot my Monte Feltro. I don't know if it's because I shot it more, it just fits me more, but I mean the gun has to fit you. That's 99% of it.
They messed me up when I had to start wearing glasses. So I was shooting under every single. We shooting skeets one day, and I'm like, man, I can't hit nothing. You could watch my wad, and it was so far under every single shot. And I shimmed my stock up, and now I'm not saying I'm an all-star shooter by no means, but I can shoot better.
One of the biggest things that I have, and I will not buy a shotgun because of this, is the bridge on the gun. If it's got a high bridge where it steps up real high, I will not buy it. I don't care how good it is.
Just mess up your line of sight.
Messes up my line of sight because when I'm shooting ducks or doves or anything like that, I don't look at the sight. I'm looking at the end of the barrel compared to where the bird or whatever. That bridge gets in my way for some reason. So
makes a difference. I mean, that's what you're comfortable with, and that's why I recommend shoot a whole bunch of different ones.
Yeah,
different guns and different shells. Will shoot different out of the same gun. Exactly. It can be the same 7.5. It might be a Remington. It's going to shoot totally different than a Winchester or whatever as far as shell goes.
So that's why when you pattern one, man, you better have 4 or 5 different types of brands of shells, and see which one is patterning your gun the best, because it is not factory ammo is not going to be the same.
And I mean that's the same thing with sighting in a rifle, same thing.
It's
totally
exactly
different.
the same. Yeah.